Friday, our station in Orlando was about to do a story about Kylie Jenner, and she had a new pet rabbit, and she named it Bruce. Oh, my God. Anyway, John Brown, a kindred soul, one of the anchors at Good Day Orlando, apparently had enough.
I'm having a good Friday, so I refuse to talk about the Kardashians today. You are on your own, Amy. I can't do it. I've had enough Kardashians. I can't take any more Kardashian stories on this show.
Okay, well, we got to get it in now because you mentioned it, John. Kylie Jenner got a new... You come here, Jamie. Come here.
I don't care. This family, I'm sick of this family.
But do you think
I can't take it anymore.
Is there something psychological behind this?
It's a non-story. It's a non-story. We're talking about this family every freaking day on this show. Nobody cares about this family anymore.
Crying? All right, the video has more than 2 million views on YouTube.
Whoa.
#1 trender on Facebook Monday. John Brown joins us right now. There's the man right there, John.
For some reason, you airing your grievances really struck a nerve with America.
You know, and that's what a lot of people have asked me, you know, why did this go viral? One of the analytics guys from LA, oddly enough, said, do you realize this is the most watched video in the world as of yesterday at that point? And I'm like, you know, I'm not saying anything that a lot of other people haven't said. Why it resonated with people right now, I have no idea, but what a wild ride this has been over the past, I guess, 5 days.
Hey, John, one of the reactions I had to this when we ran the piece yesterday at noon was, you mean you cover that crap in Orlando as much as we do here in LA?
Of course.
Hey, it was funny because I was waiting to see. I knew you guys would post it, being part of our family here, and that's what I was concerned about or curious about, was to see the reaction in LA. And I think it's even bigger in Los Angeles because you guys get even more of it than we do.
Yeah.
And you know, people always say, "Why? You know, what do you have against the Kardashians?" That's been the only negative. And I said, I have nothing against the Kardashians. They're doing what they should do, right? They're a business. My point is, why do we feel the need to cover every single story, including the naming of a rabbit?
Well,
and that was the point. I'm like, I'm out.
The irony in all of this is we are now talking about it even more because of your reaction.
And John, you have to thank the Kardashians.
You are responsible for it this morning.
John, so here's my question, though. We all work in this business. We all want eyeballs. If Kim Kardashian called you up and said, I'd love to do an interview on your show. Tomorrow. What would you say?
You know what? We would have to. That's a good question. I would interview her because I would want to know how they're able to get their stories to the media. And here's one thing that I spoke out in the BuzzFeed article. I said, you know, in the media, we seem to think everybody wants to hear about the Kardashians, and then the people in the public hear us talk about it, so they assume it's a big story, and then the cycle just goes. I mean, that's nothing revolutionary there,
John,
but it's like it feeds on itself.
Sure, John. John, you've heard me say this over and over again. In the earlier days, when there weren't that many options for viewers, for getting information, etc., information was based on what does the public need to know to get through life.
Yeah.
Now it's what do we think they want to hear.
Or what's trending.
Yeah, well, yeah, what's trending, and it is what's trending because we're trending it.
Well, yeah, it's like a sixth cycle. It's a sixth cycle, John.
And you know what's also fun? There's a couple of things that have come out of this that I think are interesting. First of all, you know, people who say I'm anti-Kardashian, which I'm not, right? I just say we'll cover them when it's actual news. That hashtag, what is it, no Kardashians for a week? Somebody just tweeted me, said, what do you think about it? I said, well, it's silly. Why would you just get rid of them for a week? If they do something newsworthy, then cover them. You don't need to ban them for a week. What if they actually do something newsworthy during that week?
Well,
it's just to cover them when it's actually news. That's a good point.
I think
the ultimate irony here, guys, is what the Tonight Show did the segment last night, and my phone blew up because I was already asleep at that point. And somebody said, John, you are now a non-story, talking about a non-story that is now the biggest story in the world.
Yep.
That's irony.
Hey, John.
That's America.
John, you're on television in LA today. We never heard of you until yesterday.
You're a superstar.
You're a star, John. You are in the Kardashian story.
They got you here, John.
That's my concern. Yeah, and that's my concern is that I went to the mall yesterday. It's really the first time I've been out since this whole thing blew up. And everybody, oddly enough, everybody wants to talk about the Kardashians. Of course.
Oh my God.
And John, I just have a question for you.
What a tangled
I have a question. I'm looking at you where you are right now. It looks like you're in our newsroom.
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it?
It's very similar. These are actually your people. I'm in LA right now.
I
These are
saw
your people
Tim back
behind
there. I
you
saw a
right
lot of
here.
people I know.
The thing is,
They're all
everyone's
back
doing
there.
what we're doing all over the country.
You know what's funny? When I watched the clip, John, it took me a couple times to realize when you left, someone
Well, that
else
wasn't you
stepped
sitting
in.
down.
I
Yes.
didn't get that.
I didn't get that
Yeah.
either. And then I'm like, oh, he had a yellow tie. The guy stepping in had a purple
That makes it
tie.
better.
Anyway, minor
Yeah,
detail.
and that's the other thing is people think I'm actually mad. I'm very sarcastic.
Yeah.
And so what I said was what I felt, but people think he's angry. I'm like, I wasn't. I've never been angry in my life.
Did you get Did you get a scolding after that or anything?
Oh, you're kidding.
From
Cheers. Cheers. From
no,
management?
from
you
like
mean?
your boss. I don't know.
Oh, please.
Well, there's a radio station in the Midwest asking right now, should he be promoted or fired? I feel like calling in saying, I like the promoted. The other option is not a good one for me.
Oh, no.
Do me a favor. Turn around to your newsroom. Say hi to everybody. Let them wave to L.A. Go ahead.
Hey, everybody say hi to L.A.
There you go.
They love you. We watch you on the computer after we're off our show, so we love you guys.
Sorry to hear that. Great to see
Thanks,
you, John.
John.
Thank you very, very much.
Well, I can't.
In Orlando.
Wait, you should have read this while he was still on.
Yeah, you're right. Believe it or not, I mentioned this earlier. When we come back, look ashamed. We have a Kim Kardashian story. She's being called out by the FDA. See, it's not when they make news. Anytime we can justify them making news, it becomes the biggest story.
But this actually is news.
This actually is newsworthy.
Yeah, on a scale of what?
Well,
it's
Celebrity
our scales
scale.
are different
On a
now.
scale of nothing to
Yeah.
mildly.
But only because it involves someone's health.
Yeah.
It involves the health of people.
You know
FDA.
something else that he said? He wants to know how they get their message out all the time. They don't have to get it out.
We do
We
it
do
for
it
them.
for
do it for
them.
them.
It's
Well, yeah.
brilliant.
It all started with a sex tape. We forget. That's
Oh, we
the
haven't
message.
No, we haventen
We
forgotten.
haven't forgotten.
This is like the world we're in. So
We haven't
that's
forgotten.
the basic.